All this is Dr. Mobeen Sayed, and we are in our cafe. I have my chai with me, tea. This is actually Chinese jasmine tea. So I hope you have your tea with you as well. So tell me, um, what did you think of the last study? For me, what is interesting in that study was that they purely looked at unvaccinated and how the data is in them. That is what many of the researchers have avoided, or if they have talked about it, they have talked about it in a way to kind of make it look bad. This was a very simple comparison, and I thought that was very interesting. And yes, tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific, we will have our walk on Zoom. So Erica says, Chinese jasmine tea for Mobeen, Ceylon lemon tea for me. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Nice. Ginger lemon here. Good job. Doug says, hello, back to you. They needed to induce the vax group also. Include, I think there are many studies about the vaccinated groups. So there is actually a study that was published in June for protection with vaccination, and they said within 3 months, the vaccine protection went down to lesser than 10%, or within 3 to 4 months, after 3 months. The um, protection from previous infection went down to 10% or lesser in 14 months in case of, let's say, Delta and Omicron, and Delta to Delta are those up to 32 months. That's a huge difference in protection. John says, that was another awesome lecture. Thank you very much. And John, I did something. I remember it every day when I start my lecture that you had once asked me to pin the comment with the Dr. Bean plan, and I always forget. And then the lecture starts and I cannot do it. So today I actually, before the lecture, wrote the comment, then I went and pinned it. So that is, credit goes to you. Mega Musi says, I thought it was simply logical. Sure, it is logical that somebody who becomes infected, their next infection logically should be milder. There are people who actually end up with a more severe outcome. And that is what, for example, the Veterans Affairs Hospital study shows. But for healthy individuals, it should ideally be less and less um, severe. That is correct. So Elijah says the reason to including the vax and unvax is to compare the groups. We can't compare results on different studies, and we should not. And that is what I think you caught it, that is what I was saying, that it is incorrect to compare them. And when I see people fighting, I was looking at professors of epidemiologies or infectious diseases quarreling with each other, comparing these studies. And it seemed to me that they actually never even cared for what was in the study. For example, one of the person was saying that you can't use Qatar as an example. They are 92% vaccinated. This study does not even include vaccinated people. So this is how bizarre it is. Even now, I was looking at the comments on the video, and somebody just said, really, it's so weird. And I don't think I can change people for not doing it. This is just how people are. For example, this is a person who said, keep your head in the sand, my friend. Keep on believing professional liars. And what he's saying is that I'm a professional liar. I am actually presenting a study. So he never bothered to go into the study or listen to what I said or read what is in there. He just reacted to the title and called me a professional liar. This is how strange People are. Some people are. So somebody responded to them and said, "Why the fuck are you commenting on a presentation you obviously didn't spend even a minute paying any attention to? What points were made in Dr. Bean's video?" Wow. So somebody actually responded to them. And then that person has actually no comment. He's just laughing. So there are people like that. Uh, this pandemic has taught me so much that sometimes I speak with my son and I say, here is some of the behaviors. And I always tell him, I say, I'm more than 50 now, and I never had knowledge that this can happen, or I never paid attention. Bay Area's Aquarius says, "You are the only fair minded one nearly." Thank you. So DDS says Zoom link is on the community tab. So on the YouTube's community tab, there is a Zoom link. It is a permanent link for walks in the morning at 7 p.m. Saturday, 7 a.m. Saturday Pacific time. So keep that link. Doug Gross is saying, I said corrected. What happened? So most of the US is on daylight time now, not standard. So John Snyder says that Qatar has strong NPIs, and NPI is non-pharmaceutical interventions, that is masking or social distancing or contact tracing or quarantining and so on. However, we cannot take these numbers and attribute them to NPIs. And I saw somebody did that this morning. And here is why. And that person who did that was a professor. Here is why it is not possible to do that. We cannot say that the severity of the infection is based on the NPIs. And I know that it was said, I read it this morning. And the reason they said was the virus load defines the severity. And they said stronger NPIs helps with less load and less severity. But the thing is this, these NPIs are common within Qatar. We're not comparing them, or we should not compare them to Veterans Hospital study. Within Qatar, the NPIs are the same for everyone. First infection or reinfection, number one. Number two, the load to severity relationship has only been produced in hamsters and in some macaques. It has never actually been observed in humans. So that is actually not an applicable statement. Thirdly, we actually still do not know who becomes severe. So severe has nothing to do with the NPI. It is just a bad lottery. Or we know some comorbidities that they become severe. That also doesn't have anything to do with the NPIs. Now, if we compare, let's say, the infection, first time infection versus reinfection, then NPIs are the same for both groups. So it doesn't matter. If there are two people standing, they both are in the same society, they're both under the orders of the same intervention, non-pharmaceutical interventions or procedures, the first infection or the reinfection should be the same. Actually, this proves another point. That's a very interesting point. Imagine there are 100 people who are infected once and 100 people who are not infected. They're naive. NPIs are the same for both. On the other end of the NPI comes out of the same group, one person infected on the infection side, so reinfected, and let's say 10% infected. That actually means that NPI didn't have any effect. It was the protection from the previous infection and the presence of the antibodies that protected this group. So NPIs have nothing to do with the whole study. It can be compared to other countries, maybe, but then you have to have a country with a similar demographics, then apply the same NPIs, and then see the difference. Margaret, I can give you the wrench power. Margaret said, I do not have wrench power and I should not, but I do block people to my notes. There are all kinds of. The most angry people with most negative commentary are those who have not even watched, who just simply look at the title and decide that, hey, I'm going to respond. And unfortunately, these are the folks who are either pro vaccine or anti vaccine or pro mask or anti mask. And that is a religion. It's not something that would be driven by science. That is just their religion. That's what they're going to protect. And they just attack. Colombian Bean says, if autoimmune symptoms develop, wouldn't increasingly bad outcomes be expected with each new exposure? I wonder how many reinfections go completely unnoticed. Actually, it won't be this straightforward. Reasons. There are so many reasons for this. Number one, every reinfection is not necessarily going to reactivate the same epitopical areas. And it is, yes, I know, original antigenic sin or imprinting that says that when an antigen is re-exposed or when our immune system is re-exposed to the same antigen, then it tries to activate the previous memory cells, which it does. And that is how we try to behave. And then affinity maturation can occur. But what we always miss is these so-called experts, and I think they deliberately miss it because in the books it is written, what they always miss is that even when our body activates the memory cells, it still processes the new parts of the antigen and creates new antibodies against that. Number one. Number two, the network hypothesis by Neil Jenkin, which said that there is always an anti-idiotypical antibody that is produced. And I did a big discussion about that. I even invited Dr. William Murphy to discuss that. He actually observed that in the patients of COVID. Anytime you activate the immune system to produce the anti-idiotypical antibodies, patient would actually feel better for some time before starting to feel bad again. So it's not necessary. And then if you have the exact same antigen continuously triggering, then autoimmunity can become worse as well. But you would see that most of the time, autoimmunity is a more consistent pattern instead of worsening pattern. This is another thing, that the damage to the tissue, for example, I have 10 antibodies produced every day against my finger. And every day my finger is attacked by 10 antibodies. Over time, finger will get damaged. I also have another announcement. I should make that on the main channel as well. On what date is it? Next month, I believe it was 7, 8, and 9. On 7, 8, and 9, or 8 and 9, I will be in South Carolina in Charleston. I will be there to meet FLCCC team. They have a yearly meeting or some meeting, and I'm honored they invited me as well. So I will be there. So if anybody wants to meet, I think 7, 8, or 9, I do not know exactly when will I reach there on 7th, but we can meet there. We can have a little chit chat together. We can sit down together. We can take pictures and meet and say hi. So 7, 8, and 9. I think 9, 5 o'clock is my flight back. So I would like that by 2, I am going to the airport, or 3. And so 7, 8, 9. 8 may be a better day. So John says, are you going to be in the next Zoom meeting? Which Zoom? Tomorrow Zoom for Dr. Bean's walk? Yes. Um, FLCCC, I haven't yet prepared for some topics to join them. Casey says, I wish it was closer to Virginia. I think I can do a little quick uh, thing as well. Then M. Gregory says, come to New York. Okay, we can make those plans as well. Um, so, Dr. Paul Marek has asked me to prepare a topic that he wants to discuss. I am still not prepared. August, Erica, August 7, 8, and 9. So July 8 is today, right? So next month, 7, 8, and 9. So if somebody is interested, please let me know. I can give you my address where I'll be staying, and we can meet. Maybe we can meet over a lunch or a dinner, or maybe we can all go together somewhere and have coffee together. Maybe somebody should take the responsibility of planning it. Yes, Margaret. So, first trip of this pandemic. And I'm hoping that after that, I would just become more open to other trips as well. So, Randy says, do the studies account for behavior traits of the cohorts? For example, vaccinated people may have lifestyles that lead to better outcomes, similarly for unvaccinated. I think that is implied in it. But fortunately, for example, last study, Qatar study did not compare vaccinated to vaccinated or vaccinated to unvaccinated. These are both unvaccinated. US study had vaccinated and unvaccinated combined. I do not know if they consider these things. They probably would put them in the lifestyle, in the limitations of the study, that we cannot account for these lifestyles. The question that was open for me for the US study was that, are the control group, which was about 5.4 million people, was that group vaccinated, not vaccinated, or what was the status? So I sent an email out to Dr. Ali Al Zayed. I am seeing if there is any response. No response yet, but I sent it pretty recently today. So I don't expect a quick response. And somebody sent me coffees. So thank you very much. Denise says, where in South Carolina? I believe in South Carolina there is a, let me see. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna see exactly where. I also don't know yet. So I'll have to go to my email to see where. Um, so here. Okay, this is the place. I'm gonna close this one. This is Charleston Harbor Resort and Marina in Charleston, South Carolina. This is the place. Yay. It looks nice. Doug says, can we get adjoining rooms at the hotel? Sure. I don't have any problem. Will Dr. Salibi be there? I have no idea. Um, I am, as you can tell, I am just so careless about the these aspects. I'll go look at the guest list. My whole attention actually just goes in preparing and studying for this. Everything else is a blur. So Kini says, I snuck in under the radar to catch the end of the KoolBeens live. My heroes will be in Charleston. Maybe if I play the lottery. Sure. Okay, so if they have pickleball courts, I'll have to check. Let's see. Or I'll have to call them. Uh, Amenities: private beach, tropical pool, pool members, marina store, games and activities, spa, transportation, hotel, team building, children. So if I went to games and activities, what do they have? No matter the season, you'll never be at a loss of fun things to do when staying with us. So I don't know. Okay, I'll ask my EA to call them, or I'll call them myself. But if they do have it, then what would happen? Alquin says, pickleball. Alquin demands racquetball. I love squash. I used to be inter-school champion for squash. Kimberly says, it's a fun place. Awesome. Lisbeth says, your presentation will make us feel so proud. Thank you. Doug says, use speaker. Okay, let's do it. Which one?
Megaphone.
Robot. Hard tuned.
Robot. Megaphone.
And I think I can beep myself as I think I hope you were that's what you were saying. And lights. Okay, let's do that. Lights out.
Lights are out now. Did you hear me? Lights are out.
Alicia says, I like this comment. Thank you, Alicia. Alicia says, I can't believe you're 50. I would have guessed you're 35. Thank you very much. Totally good comment. I approve. Erica says, we lipped read it, yeah, when you beeped. Randy says, oh no, Dr. Bean getting bleeped. Let's get more bleeped. And then I was there, and then this happened. Bay Area's Aquarius has even better comment. Very fun personality, can't be over 36. Yes, absolutely. Denise says, Alicia, there's plenty of us like that. Yep, absolutely. You betcha says, you look like a DJ. Excellent. Guns are 26. Yes. This is funny. Say Pfizer when you bleep. Okay, so let's do it. I'm gonna say, so Pfizer has a lot of influence. So lot of influence. Um, Seox Tube says, is there any new information concerning how long the spike protein from the vaccine stays in the body? I haven't looked for those studies. I'm sure that there are more studies. I will look into them. Erika says Dr. Bean would even younger look even younger if he shaved his head. Okay, tell me this: what should be a milestone we reach and I shave my head? 1 million subscribers and I shave my head. Alicia says I only said 35 because you're so wise. Thank you very much. That means even in the 50, I am only as wise as 35. Go Joe Rogan. Is there a Joe Rogan thingy here? I'll have to, yeah, the balding part. I think I should go Joe Rogan. I would look like this. Okay. Kindness says, no, no, no. What? Don't get bald or get bald? Laura says, no. Tech Ad says, you used to say anyone under 50 is a youngster. Absolutely. Now I say that even 50 is youngster. I am going to stay youngster, whatever is the age. M. Gregory says, you can beep flufumectin and we'll know what it is. So, is awesome medicine. John Snyder says, no shaving of the head. Okay. Then I'll have to go get some more hair. Oh, my Alicia, my wife does not like the idea of shaving my head. Yes. So I can make 1 million new channel subscribers. Presto Dr. Bean equals Dr. Balderbean. Okay. Promise when we get 1 million, and if any of you remember, then I'll become bald for at least one day till the hair come back. Laura says I am 55 and I feel young too. Yeah, with the way hair in a can. Yes, with the way modern medicine is and with the way our lifestyles are, actually 50s are an younger age. And I think our next generations would feel that 80, 90s are going to be younger side, 70, 80s, because they would live for 120, 130 or more. Kini says 1 million and I might shave my head. Okay, so now there are two. John Snyder says dye it red. Okay, so what do I get for dyeing it red? What is the milestone? I'll dye them red. Casey says, how about washout color instead, like blue? Sure. Red, blue, green. I'm totally up for that. Adibin says, who can afford to live that long? I think in the future, there will be people fighting with AI and they would like to live longer to fight with AI. ST says, hi, Dr. Bean, just came on. Absolutely welcome. Do not shave. Okay, will not shave. At 1 million, I'll shave once at least. Or if I am naturally balded, then we can't do much about that. Then I'll have to go and get new hair implanted. Rogan means color. Hmm. Tech answer says my grandmother had purple hair. Very nice. Pink. I'll do pink. Roller girl says, well, I meant, but my phone wouldn't type. Laura says, dye, not shave. Okay. Blue. Susan says, platinum blind and spiky. Okay. Alcun says, not if they eat standard American Diet. Who? Brad says, hair bun for 1 million subscribers. To make the hair bun, I have to first have long hair to be able to make the hair bun, or can we get an artificial hair bun? Laura says, you're very handsome and you have enough hair. Listen to your wife. Okay. The the first part is excellent comment. Second part is automated now after 50 years. Robin says, I'm 63 on the outside and 22 on the inside. So with these new things that we're going to do, start working on our health, we'll be all become 20, 25 very soon. Dr. Bean, I read your wife's name and it reminded me of movie Hannah. Very nice. John says, did you ever have long hair? Unfortunately, no. I always wanted to have long hair, but in the early age, my family, my uncle, auntie, they would not let me have long hair. Then a little later, my wife will not want me to have long hair. Now I just don't have long hair. But that would have been fun. Sita Scott says they do make buns you can buy. Okay. So it will be funny then on the 1 million subscribers, will I have to go bald or have to have a bun or bald with a bun? Roller girl says your birthday. So I am 18 Feb. I'm Aquarius. Denise says my husband had long hair and pulled into a man bun. Nice. Quinn says deadlocks of bean. Yes. We'll have to buy these kind of hair and attach them. This is possible. Erica says, can Dr. Bean grow a 1 foot long beard? That is possible. I can grow a beard. M. Gregory says, I've seen 25 years old look 45. What's up with that? Yeah, I think sometimes stresses and then lifestyle can do that. Health conditions can do that too. Keeney says, blue man bun. Sure. Roller girl says, love Aquarius. Yes, me too. So, wear a beanie. What is a beanie? I have to Google it. What is a beanie? Is this the beanie? Let me share my screen. So I wrote, what is a beanie? And it is showing me these hats. So are these the beanies? I have one of them. If these are the beanies. I used to wear them all the time when I was in Massachusetts because of the snow. Okay, so I actually have it. So I'll see if I can find it and wear it. Robin says, is formerly known as talking cap or watch cap. I see. Anna says, we need cool beans beanies. Sure. I'm not telling you that, roller girl. 18 Feb. And very old. I will tell you separately in Discord. So I was talking with someone, some support person, and they were saying, "What is your date of birth?" and blah. And I said, 18 Feb, very old. And the person just laughed. So do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and share the other one if you like this one too. And then there are links in the description. We are all together. I think we all have the access to Dr. Bean. Feb 18, yes. So with this, let's break for today. Have a nice weekend. I doubt if there'll be 10,000 likes, so I may not have to come on the weekend. But if there are, we might see each other over the weekend and do one more comparative study for Qatar. So Alicia says, I'll buy a t-shirt if it came in pink. That's very interesting. So I have recently published some of these new designs. I will go check if they have pink colors. Let's see if there are more comments of hate. So interestingly, there are already 832 likes. To give you a comparison, the video that Paul and I did yesterday has 12,000 views and 686 likes. This video, today's video, has 3,000 views and 832 likes. Or the video I did 2 days ago has 21,000 views and 1,400 likes. So this video is actually ramping up on likes very fast. So we might actually meet each other very soon over the weekend. I'm not going to read the comments at this time. Actually, that's a good comment. Kenneth says, you're doing good. You're doing God's work, doctor. Please don't stop. Commentator says, where are all the comments? Lorraine says, thank you for doing the research into these studies. Okay, so some positive comments. Okay, with this, so Susan says, I want llama and KoolBeens mug. So I have already made the llama. So if you go to the Teespring Dr. Bean, KoolBean. If you go here, I think I made them a couple of days ago. If you go to stickers, for example, here is the cute llama sticker. And I have made the llama shirt as well. And there is a fawn accessory for llama and the llama itself and the shirts, even a mask and a mug for llama. So that's the llama. And then I believe I uploaded The which one was that? I uploaded some new designs a couple of days ago. This KoolBeens Cafe shirt. So that is uploaded as well. So here you can actually see the KoolBeens Cafe. And guess what is on the back? I was cracking up when I did this. I said they people are gonna ask. On the back it says we know medicine. So people are gonna say, how do you know medicine? And that would be an interesting discussion. So this is Cool Bean Cafe, that is out. Then I made this one as well. Can you imagine this? This one is out too. That cute monster. I intentionally didn't call it. I only called it a beautifully ugly monster. I know you know what is the name of this monster. So Erica says, "Is there a Dr. Beans Med Lectures cap?" I think so. So if you go to apparels or accessories, hats. Oh, I'll have to fanny pack, socks. So maybe not. I should actually just go to that and make it available on hats as well. But I think you were not looking for this one, right? I'll see over the weekend. Estri says, we know medicine because Dr. Bean knows medicine and we listen and absorb. We have become, look, with this morning's fight, quarrel that I observed between professors about these two studies, I think you know better than them to separate them out and to say where are they similar and where they are not. So we know medicine. Somebody wrote a comment saying, you're not a virologist, I'm not going to listen to you. And I didn't respond, but there are so many virologists just making BS things, just making things. So John says, what does it say on the back of the monster? I think it says nothing. We can put something on the back. What does it say? Let's see. Nothing. Do you want it to say something? If you send me a message, I can actually change the design to say something. Doug Rowe says, what is that hat? I didn't even know. This is a hat. This one. This hat. This is that COVID slasher. Remember there was this COVID slasher once I drew? That was about a drug which shall remain nameless. Elquin says, looks like a pimp's hat. Go to Rumble. Denise says, oh boy, what happened? Randy says, oh no, another bleep. This chat is getting a bit raunchy. Yes. So, with this, enjoy your weekend. I would see you either over the weekend over or on Monday. Thank you. Bye bye. Cynthia says, need a Dr. Bean Bebblehead with his chuckles. Maybe we can make a Bebblehead. I did not know. We should make one. Very good. Bye bye.